In America, we have the right not to have our personal effects searched or taken without probable cause. It is a huge violation of our Fourth Amendment rights for our personal information and data to be gathered or searched without our permission or without probable cause. As a matter of fact, Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi is asked about why she voted to store our personal data from teenagers, how they're doing it now in Washington, D.C. As a matter of fact, check it out. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV.
Think about the Fourth Amendment, and these kids that we're about to show you in just a moment, I believe it's in the Capitol, talking to Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Pelosi. They're talking about the Fourth Amendment, and I'm sure you know the Fourth Amendment, but I'm going to read you the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution so you can know what they're talking about. But the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, you get your little pocket one like this. I encourage you to get a Bible like this and a Constitution like this. But it is, the Fourth Amendment says, of the Constitution, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Think about that. The right of the people to be secure. In other words, it's yours. Nobody can touch it. In their persons, their houses, their papers, and effects. That covers everything. Mm-hmm. Against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Mm-hmm. And no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by an oath. You have to swear this is all that you're going for, and affirmed, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be searched. Not only do we have the right for our things and our stuff and our effects, but if somebody wants to search them, they have to go and they say something's wrong. They have to have probable cause. Probable cause is this: you have to believe that a crime has been committed or is about to be committed, and you have to explain in detail and under oath, this is what I believe. And then you have to define the search. You have to say, we're searching for not elephants. We're searching not for elephants. We are searching for, specifically, for a car, or we're searching for drugs. We're searching for prescription drugs. We're searching for money. You can't just say, hey, we just want to go plunder all their stuff. Mm-hmm. This is the Fourth Amendment. You can't just say, okay, what I'm going to do is just pilfer your life. I'm going to go through every part of your life, search everything you have, and just decide what I want to do with it. That's how it was prior to the Constitution. That's how it was. The original intent of our founding fathers, this is how their life was. And so they wrote the Constitution. And by the way, the Constitution means what we're made up of. This is the ultimate thing, the Constitution, the document called the U.S. Constitution. And understand that it's like, so when you hear about something like Ed Snowden and say they're searching every phone call, mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry about it, it's just metadata. Then you say, yeah, you worry about it because it's Fourth Amendment. Right. Somebody says, well, that's papers. No, it ends with effects as well. It's anything that has to do mm-hmm. with you. But it's okay. If you have probable cause to believe a crime's been committed or is about to be committed, swear to it. Stand before the whole world and the judge and hold your hand up and swear and sign your name to it. But then just look for elephants. Because if you said you're looking for money, for example, and we have a whole segment on this you can listen to. Hopefully it's available to you on the Fourth Amendment. But if you say you're looking for a cigar box, something the size of a cigar box, for example, and you go in there and you see an elephant, obviously, you can that counts, because you had to get, you had to find this particular get around the elephant. It was for example, say the elephant was a law. It was against the law to have an elephant in your house, but you put a search warrant down to be able to go look for a cigar box or a shoe box. Well, that's going to stick because you bumped into the elephant. But if the search warrant was for an elephant and you didn't find it, we're looking for elephants, mm-hmm. but you went into the back closet, digging through the closet where elephants don't fit, and you went and got a shoebox, and the shoebox, it had some illegal drugs in it or whatever you thought was illegal, and you arrested that person, that arrest does not stick because you violated the Fourth Amendment constitutional rights of that person. That's just how it works. That's you're constitutionally protected. And so when you're looking at how horrifically broad, sweeping of a violation of the Fourth Amendment, it's like this is a huge violation to search all your data, all your information, and all the things about you without first saying. And you're an innocent person. You're like this. You're like the Sergeant Andrew in Mexico. You're an innocent person who's being. It's like, no, you don't. That doesn't happen. As a matter of fact, listen to these students talk to Congressman Nancy Pelosi, asking her the question about, isn't this a violation of the Fourth Amendment? Why are you supporting? And you think about it, every congresswoman, man, every senator, every leader swears an oath to protect us from enemies of the Constitution, foreign and domestic. So we have anybody that's an enemy that violates the Fourth Amendment, it's her job to protect us from that. That's why you ask her that. You wouldn't ask her that because you're political. You would say, you swore an oath to protect us, to uphold the Constitution and protect it from enemies, foreign and domestic. That's why you would ask her this. You wouldn't ask her this for any political. It's like, this is your job.
Yeah.
And he's saying, isn't this a violation of the Fourth Amendment? Listen to this very smart teenage kid.
Why do you support the NSA's illegal and ubiquitous data collection?
Well, I do not. I have questions about the metadata collection that they were collecting, unless they had a reason to do so. So I was one who I didn't support Amash, that resolution. I didn't think that was the appropriate resolution. But I do think that the burden is on the department, and I have fought them for years, on the community, fought them for years on the wide swath that they have put out there.
You did vote for a bill to continue funding for the NSA, though.
Yeah, of course. I don't think we should not fund the National Security Agency. No, they do many things.
Isn't the NSA a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment?
No. Some of what they do should be subjected to scrutiny in some of the things, but they perform many other functions as well, and we hold them to a high order. And I've had my biggest fights here in the intelligence community with the director of the NSA, Hayden. When he was the director, I don't think he was on the level with us. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other things that are there that are good things that are necessary for us to have. But from 9/11 on, the Bush administration went too far on all of these things, and we have the correspondence back and forth to prove or to demonstrate that they were just doing the wrong thing.
So you're looking at, this young man obviously knows the Constitution. And I'm looking right here, and I'm reading off the torch so you can read it too. We have every oath that everybody takes, whatever office they're in. And this is the oath that is taken by Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi, is I guess you would have said Nancy Pelosi, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear fruit and allegiance to the same. I will bear faith and allegiance to the same. Think about this. Mm-hmm. So she had obligation to that American citizen to say, I want to see some faith. I want to see something that's happening in your life. Where's your allegiance to the Fourth Amendment? So he wasn't being disrespectful when he says, well, can I ask you why that you funded something that's purportedly, and according how she answered, obviously saying there are some areas that need some oversight, instead of saying there are some areas where your Fourth Amendment rights are being violated. Right. And we read the Fourth Amendment rights again so you would understand what they are. And what he's talking about is, I'm reading from the U.S. Constitution, a little pocket version you can get right here, is the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. This is your rights. The right of people to be secure in their persons, their houses, their papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. That's the first part of it. So he's saying that this shall not happen. It's not like it doesn't need to happen, some of the time. It shall not happen. First of all, you think, wow, that we've had that kind of rights in America for that long. Thank God for that opportunity. Wow. Didn't realize right now it's being violated across the land. But if we repent, maybe God will allow us to have those rights again. Because that's what was happening. When they stood up for a new country, in America, and America didn't exist when they first stood up. They're saying, we don't want people just barging in our houses, searching all of our stuff, stopping us on the streets and taking stuff out of our pockets, going through anything they wanted to go through. And now, because now they're telling this needs to be a paperless society. They got this green thing going on. Do you want your, the green bill now instead of getting it on paper? No, send me. Take your time. If you're going to ask me for money, take your time to write it down on paper so I can document it in case the power gets unplugged. I can prove it. But the whole thing is that the more they're doing that, they're saying, listen, now that we got your in data instead of just in paper, we will let anybody search this if we want to. We'll let anybody. And it's like, wait a minute. And I know we're fixing to go to break, but think about this. They're saying that corporations are people. They're saying that they actually have an entity in the context of that they can contribute to political campaigns or whatever, like that kind of stuff. But understand this too. If that's true, then that corporation can be held accountable for what they did with that information. If they, as a company, as a phone company, as a cable company, as a utility company, or whatever it is, they took our information, then they can actually be dealt with and be liable for violating our constitutional rights. Okay, you want to be able to throw money at politics and all that's fine. But you're held accountable like any other citizen would be, and you are violating someone's constitutional right, and you should be held accountable for that. You should guard our information and not hand it out to anybody. Not to anybody. Because somebody chose to do business with you, you should just be honored that they're doing business with you. And so we're just learning, we're understanding our original intent of the Fourth Amendment, and there are some great kids out there. They're going through school and being taught some good things, and we need to say, you know what, this is what we want in all of our schools.
Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV.
A lot of people want to abide with the Lord, but they just don't have a plan to do it. You can request that plan today at iabide.org.
I'm your host, Greg Lancaster, and we're so glad that you've joined us. Don't forget you can join us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download our app and sign up for our newsletter, The Torch, at vfntv.com. I've enjoyed our time together. God bless.